NWANNE. Hi, NWANNE. I'm Uzo.
And I'm Ugo.
And we are the G Girls. And welcome to another episode of Studio Medicine.
NWANNE. I'm Uzo, the Ada.
And I'm Ugo, the Olo.
And we are the G Girls. Come take a look into our vibrant world. We are sisters.
And not just any sisters,
but Igbo sisters with passions for our beautiful culture.
We'll be interviewing your favorite Afro creatives and having inspiring, real, and of course,
gisty
conversations.
So take a deep breath,
check your pulse,
and come vibe with the G Girls. This is Studio Medicine.
Why are you laughing? I don't know. Well, you know they say like laughing adds years to your life, like even up to 8 to 10 years. So I have to practice. Yeah, 8 to 10.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Well, I know, there's the common saying, laughing is good for the soul, but, well, even from like the scientific standpoint, I actually know that laughing actually helps to increase your immune cells. And I know that they also increase those infection-fighting antibodies in the body.
Of course, and also just laughing helps reduce those stress hormones. So, like when you feel intense and keyed up, it really just relaxes you. Yeah, so
there's a lot of benefits.
You better start laughing.
Okay. That's all right. So with laughing, let me ask you, what are the things that make you laugh?
I don't know. I feel like I'm usually the one that's making other people laugh all the time. Like we go home with my friends, I'm the comedian.
So you're the one that makes the jokes.
I like to think so.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Have you ever then tried going to like a comedy show?
You know what? I've never been. Maybe you should take me now.
You've never been?
No.
I'm surprised. Well, speaking of all things related to laughter, humor, comedy, we actually had the opportunity to speak with sorry, I didn't mean to make that weird face. I thought you were gonna do your aggressive laughter shove again.
You didn't even say anything funny. But even speaking of that, there's so many different types of laughs. Like you have the more aggressive laughter, or then you have the ones that laugh like little mouse potatoes. And then you have the people who laugh where it sounds like they're crying.
Or people that do all three.
Like a mix.
Multiple, yeah. Well, it's funny because that legend that I just mentioned actually is so talented in that they make people laugh in all of those ways that we just discussed.
Oh, goodness.
And, I want to emphasize, they truly are a legend in the field of comedy.
I think I know who you're talking about.
That's right, a pioneer of the Afro comedy scene. We're speaking of none other than
Basketmouth. Let's roll the clip.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Studio Medicine with your favorite duo, the G Girls. I'm Ugo, and on today's episode, we have a very special guest. We have the Renaissance man himself, the legendary, multi-talented Renaissance man. Let me emphasize it for you all. A multi-talented, we all love him. We all appreciate his presence on this earth. We're here with Basketmouth. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And so Basketmouth, as I said, you're a Renaissance man, you're legendary. We all know you. You have so much to offer and share with your fans. And so can you just let us know what's something that we don't know about you? For example, where did Basketmouth, your name, even come from? Like what is it that we don't know about you?
I think pretty much I've given like my whole life detail to everybody out there on one space or the other. But I'm going to try as much as possible to just put it Now I was born in Ajegunle. I'm one from, there were 7 kids, 5 boys and 2 girls.
Wow.
And from Ajegunle, I moved to Molodia Papa, from there to Kirikiri town. So I'm like big time Lagos.
Yes.
Big boy, yeah. And The comedy has been my thing, since I was young,
Okay.
and music as well,
Yes.
and also movies. So
Wow.
I've always had like so much interest in these three things,
Yes.
and for some funny reason, I never let go of anyone, but I was leaving one for the other.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like me in a nutshell. And I
Yes.
started chasing each dream one after the other. And yeah, and the things that people don't know about me is that I think I'm a very shy person.
Really? I would
Yes,
never
very,
have guessed. No way.
very.
Okay.
Then I think I'm very reserved. Like most people
Okay.
don't know. I'm like, I'm always, I like, I don't want to call myself an introvert, but
Uh-huh.
I like keeping to my space,
Okay,
but
that's
most time because of the work and all, I have to like, break out of that shell. But
yeah.
if you leave, my comfort zone is just me. That's why it's hard to like spot me,
I see.
at
So would you
places
consider
randomly.
yourself a homebody? You like to, if you can, would
Yeah,
you? Okay.
homeboy, 100%.
Okay. No, wow, that's good. That's good. And so, just to reiterate what you've mentioned, you're a triple threat. You said you do your comedy, you do acting, as well as you do music. And so, just to, I guess, break it piece by piece and look at more so the comedy aspect, you mentioned that you've been doing it since you were young, but
Yeah.
anything specifically that inspired you to, I guess, pursue it with more, rigor? Is there anything that triggered you to say like this for sure? Like I love it. This is my passion.
Yeah. So what happened was when I was younger, I used to just make people like friends, like everyone around my clique, everyone in my clique, everyone was funny.
Okay.
And I wasn't even the funniest. I had people that were way funnier than myself. And but I like telling those stories. Like, I like creating funny stories and amplifying some funny gist I heard somewhere, and I'll
Okay.
turn it around and just, I loved it so much. So there was
Yeah.
one time I was talking to them and I was telling them about, I can't remember the joke. It wasn't really a joke. It was an incident that I now amplified to make, make them laugh.
Yes.
And my brother's friend was listening to me and he too was laughing. And he called me and asked if I had seen Eddie Murphy's Delirious, his stand-up comedy show. And he even looked, Eddie Murphy was a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nope. And he said I should come to his house. He gave me that tip and he said, I'm giving you this for 1 week. Go and watch it. As I watched it, I was like, damn, it's a VHS tape, I was watching it. I was like, this is what I want to do,
Wow.
I like to
Wow.
do this stuff,
Yes.
And I watched it over and over again. And that's how it all started. That was the beginning. So his name is Alaji. The guy's name is Alaji. I don't know if he's watching this, but thank you. He was the one that introduced me to that space. And then from that point, I started looking out for a comedian in Nigeria. And it took a while before I now discovered Alibaba. And that's how the whole thing started.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Amazing. And I like the progression, how it built on itself, definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was there. And from that point, everything just started. I just started following that journey.
Yes.
And one thing was leading to another. And the next thing, I'm here.
Wow. That's amazing. And so your work has a lot of impact. This is studio medicine. This is all about Afro health. And there's actually a lot of research, a lot of science that shows that, laughing, humor, comedy, that it actually extends people's lives by up to even like 8-10 years. There's research that people are doing to show that. And so as someone who is an artist, you're a comedian, you do a lot of different shows. Is there ever anything that you think about or hope that your work, specifically in comedy, can do in terms of having an effect on people's health? Do you ever?
Yeah, to be honest, the whole essence of creating content It's just to entertain people and make them, laugh and, just to entertain them. That is, I feel that like that's my purpose on earth. I can't, like, there's no day that will go by and I will not feel the need. Like if I do not deliver something that will make someone laugh, it makes me feel like I've not worked. That's like, so it's either, so right now, it's if I'm not doing stand-up comedy, I would like to be entertaining you via like a TV show or even entertaining you through music.
Yes.
And that's why if you listen to my kind of music, it has a certain kind of sound, a soothing sound. So everything is intentional. So I'm just in the hospitality business, but in a form of entertainment. So yes, every time I create a content, the main purpose is to entertain people and make them happy. I want the world to be a happy place.
Okay. Yes,
so I'm that guy. Yeah. So that's all I do. Like that's
definitely.
I wish I had more of me around me. Sometimes
we need more Basketmouths in the world. Yes. And you mentioned that your music, you said you try and let it have like a soothing effect. I know your song like Trouble, that's your latest one, I believe. But is there any other thing specifically when you're creating music? Is there something that you look for, whether in the lyrics that you're creating, in the beats? How does that process work for you?
No, so now with music, for me, with music, first of all, it's the story. Music is an experience for me. So when you're listening to an album, you're supposed to, it's like a journey. It's like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, and then you tell the story through the music, through the lyrics, and, and that's the reason why when my first album, Yabas, what we did, if you listen to the whole album, it was actually a story up until the end.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the detail of that, but we were trying to make a movie out of it and infuse those music videos into and remix some. But the whole essence is to tell a story. So first of all, for me, it's the story. And after then, it's the tune. And after then, it's the lyrics.
I see.
Yeah, the message.
Yes.
And it goes on and on. So, and the thing is for it, that's the reason why when we create, I try to make every song my favorite song. Because since it's a form, like it's one unit at the end of the day, because it's one story.
Yes.
If any sound is not 100%, it depends. And you're as strong as your weakest link. And so that's the reason why. So there's a process in making the music. So for me, it's the story. I got the story for Yabas and I told the story to the music and everything. And with the way we work, myself and Dr. Seth, we like when I tell them that, look, I want us to make an album about the two lovers, right? That the story Yabas is actually about two lovers. And the guy wanted to get married to this beautiful girlfriend of his. And he lost a deal and couldn't afford the money for the wedding. And she was like, look, we could postpone the wedding. I'm with you, I'm going to ride or die with you. That's why you hear the track Ride or Die. That's why there's the track called Ride or Die on that album. And it goes on, like it's a love story. So that's for Yabas. And the album I'm working on right now, it's not a love story. It's about deceit. It's about and hate and it's about all the things that's happening around us in the world. Like you see the track Trouble. Yeah, you see Trouble.
No, that's so great.
And if you listen to your body is about like a relationship that was going bad. So it's darker, like because of the soundtrack of the movie that it's for. The movie is a dark movie. So
No, that's
So
so
that's how, that's how it works.
that's your process. The story is the key. I
As the
understand.
story is the key.
Yeah, I agree.
And the sound.
And sound.
Mhm.
And so you mentioned, like even in just like the music that you create, you get inspired from what's happening in the world around us. And so I guess the next question I want to ask you is that specifically in Nigeria or in Africa, if you want to be broad, there's a lot of issues that our people are facing, unfortunately. And even with all the good that's happening, we can't, negate the fact that a lot of people are under stress. A lot of people are going through a lot of things in their lives. But with your work and your content and everything that you create, you tend to offer people some sense of comfort, some sense of joy. But I wanted to ask you, how do you hope to use your work and platform to make a difference?
Like right now, it's the message. Like if you watch Papa Benji, we do not promote immoralities and all that. Everything is, we try to be decent.
Yeah.
If even if with the music videos that I make, I don't know if you've paid attention to it, but we don't shake, we don't show, or we don't show skins and all that.
I've noticed,
So
yes.
yeah, so we try to be decent
Uh-huh.
because it's the kids,
Yeah.
it's because I put it in mind that kids are watching, and we have to, even though we sometimes go edgy,
Yeah.
we try to. Then now, it's if you watch Flatmates, the same thing. It's the story of different what's happening right now in Nigeria. We talk about relationships, business, and all the crap that's going on around the world. And sometimes we never let the bad guy win. It's hard, you get, because that's not the kind of picture we want to paint.
Yes.
You get. So these are things that, like, if you do something dubious, you will get. But sometimes to create the humor, someone like Obus now, so to create the humor, we let him have fun, and just go the extreme.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, I try as much as possible to pass a message.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes.
I always try to pass the message. Because at the end of the day, what's the message that we are passing? What impact is it gonna have? It's about you create it, you deliver it, it gets to the consumer, it's consumed, and are they satisfied? Are they happy? How does it make them feel?
Definitely.
It's their reaction and how they feel that will now give me. That's why if you have, what do you feel about our service? Is it good? And it goes, give us 10 stars. And I'm like, yay. So that's for me. And my own way of feeling like, of like feeling accomplished is like when I see that, like on Showmax, the top 20, Flatmates is number 1, Ghana Jollof is number 2. You see that? As I'm like, okay, they love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And it makes me feel very good. So yeah, that's me. I'm okay.
Definitely. Your work is a gift to us all. And so we've talked about this, but as I mentioned, you're a triple threat. Your work is beyond comedy. You're an artist, you're an entertainer, you're a creative. And so I guess I wanted to just ask you, in terms of direction for what's next, what should we be looking out for? Is there any shifts or changes that you're doing in your newest work? So what should we be keeping our eyes and ears open to?
Yeah, I'm working. One of the thing is, I'm working on a lot of projects.
I'm sure.
There are some I can't really talk about.
Okay.
There's one that got me too excited to the point where, like, I can't wait to start making it. It's called, I can tell you the name of the show. It's called For Heaven's Sake. Right?
For heaven's sake, I like it.
Yes, it's situated in heaven. It's comedy. Yeah, it's dark comedy, but so I like the idea. So I would like to see myself bring it to life. Like it's gonna be a tough one. I love the challenge. Yeah, so that's one thing I'm looking forward to. And then the movie.
Okay.
Scorpio. I'm working on that as well, and that's the soundtrack to what we're working. The music I'm working on, the album I'm working on right now. I'm really excited about the movie. The movie is cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's not comedy. It's dark. It's like thriller, drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something different. Yeah.
Yeah, totally different. Totally different. The story is it's crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna start production very soon.
Okay.
That too, I'm excited because it's something that is beyond my space. It's not like I'm always doing comedy, but now I'm making a movie and I'm making a dark movie. And the thing is, I'm influenced by people like, Quentin Tarantino, Guy Ritchie, and all these guys. But because of the environment I'm in, I can't bring that in here. So I try as much as possible to make it subtle, but at the same time, I want it to be true to the story.
Yes.
To be honest to the story. And so I'm looking forward to that. And then, there's a lot of stuff I'm working on. Then my stand-up, my special, I'm lost right now. It's coming out I'm starting it in February. What's the name of my show again? The voice is in my head. Damn, I have too many projects in my head right now. Yeah, so it's on the 11th of February in London. Sorry, my manager just called. I'm sure he's trying to confirm if I'm live.
No worries.
So it's a good thing it happened. So that way you guys can cut and skip that part. So it's called The Voices in My Head. I'm excited about it. It's because I've not been able to do proper stand-up comedy since the COVID and the lockdown and the whole thing, craziness and all. So this is like my first stand-up comedy show in 2 years. I'm really excited about it. I'm kicking it off in London on the 11th of February.
Nice.
That it's gonna be fun. I have a feeling that it's gonna be my best one.
Wow. Well, fingers crossed.
There's a lot that I've been, writing down. I think it's gonna be fun.
Wonderful. I love it.
So these are the things, and the album as well. The album is something I'm really, really excited about. You guys are gonna have fun with that one.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
Oh, great. So everybody needs to keep up with all of this.
Man.
The busy man, Renaissance man. That's why they call you that. It's not just for nothing. No. But as you know, this is our Studio Medicine Afro Health campaign. So I can't let you go without asking you this, Basketmouth. But in one word, if Basketmouth can tell us what is health to you in one word.
All right, no, I can't do that in one word. You have to let me express myself.
Okay.
So the thing is, for me, health is not just you. It's not how you rest. It's about your mind, your state of mind.
Yes.
It's about what you take in from your environment, social media. You understand? It's because you're what you eat, right? So it's not just the food, it's about the information and everything. So it's how you're able to control everything from food to the right amount of water you take, everything, the kind of friends you have, kind of businesses you get involved in, that this is going to stress you. You do not need it. So this thing, that your health with that, because at the end of the day, if the mind is messed up, everything is messed up. So you need to protect the mind.
Yes.
And that's for me. I'm sorry, I can't do it in one word. But,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Everything you said is so true. And I didn't ask you, but you make people laugh and smile all the time. What do you do for yourself? What little things do you do in your routine that keep you happy, your wellness? Do you have any special things you do?
The thing is, it's weird, but what gets me excited is creating things. Like when we created the sound, the hip hop and the high life sound.
Okay.
You see that moment?
Yes.
Woo,
For
it's
you,
like drugs.
Okay.
That's like I'm so excited. I get too excited when these things happen. So I love watching movies.
Okay.
I love watching movies. I love traveling as well.
Yes.
Traveling is one way that I actually just because of the fact that I love long distance trips.
Okay.
Like if a flight is 16 hours,
yes,
that's me.
okay.
If it's 25 hours, one flight, as long as I have my internet, so whenever I want to go online and
you
know
can
check,
do that.
I can do that and shut off, and there's no disturbance.
Nice.
That space, the sky, everything. Yeah, that's me. That's right.
That's
I can
nice.
do that. I can do that for a full day.
I love it. I love it. And so, Basketmouth, did you tell us where your name came from? Where did Basketmouth come from?
So we were on stage. We were rapping on stage. Yeah, and they started booing us.
Okay.
So what I told my guys, I came up with this crazy idea in 1998. Yeah, and I was like, guys, I want us to take this fella's beats and blend it into hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So we're blending hip hop and Afro beats in 1998.
Wow.
It sounded crazy. People didn't understand what they were listening to. My guys, they were just supportive, but they liked it, but they were like, no, let's just do it, And they booed us. And they booed us off stage. And because of my background and the way I was designed, because when it comes to heckling and your mama kind of vibe, I was the king back then in secondary school. So I was in that position and I knew I could take these guys. There were some of them already insulting me, heckling and everything. Get out. And at that point, I was like, I told the DJ to stop the music. I told my guys, like, you know what, guys, excuse me. Let me handle these guys for a minute. And I went head on head with this guy. And from the booing, he went to laughter. And he went to applaud. And he went to the explosion and the roar and everything. And everything just exploded. Yeah. And I was like, thank you very much. And everybody was screaming. Wow. I didn't even have a name then. I just walked off stage and I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe I did that. And I was backstage. I went out to the back of the hall because I was too excited. I was overwhelmed. Yes. And this guy walked up to me. He was walking past and he was like, "Ah, guy, you're the one on stage, right? You were the one on stage just now." I said, "Yeah, that was me." He was like, "Man, you've got a basket mouth." Wow. And he said that, and I was like, that's my name. I ran back into the venue and I went to meet Bayo at DK. I was like, Bayo, my name is Basketmouth. I'm going to start doing comedy. That's my name. Wow. And that's how it started. Wow. That's my story. Oh, I love it. Most of my friends, were like, man, guy, stop the rap thing. Do comedy. I see. Sorry I caught you. I see. Oh, wow. That's so amazing. Thank you so much for your time, for having this conversation. It was an honor to speak with you. You're a legend. You're so talented. And I look forward to... Stop saying I'm a legend. It makes me feel like I'm old. Okay. I won't say it. But you're so talented. And I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.